So if you're joining us live on Instagram, we're currently interviewing Joe Sheppard of coffee_by_Joe. And Joe, thank you for joining us. We are Coffeeprops, and we are just here to connect coffee lovers across the world. So Joe, let's get started here. Tell us about the story that brought you to coffee.
I was a waiter for a long time. And then I just kind of fell into it. I got forced to do bar work, basically. Made a few coffees, some simple cocktails, and won a few competitions. And then it kind of met a few people, and yeah, that's what I do today.
Okay, tell us about a couple of competitions that you won. What were you talking about here?
So through the restaurant that I worked, they had a national competition. So out of 80 restaurants every year, the baristas go head-to-head, and I won that one. I think it was in 2014.
Okay.
And then for winning that, I went to Milan. I trained underneath a guy called Luigi Lupi, one of the founders of latte art. So that's what kind of got me going with latte art, and then it kind of
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's great. And so what you're doing now at the very top of this thing, it says you're the head barista of 3 separate coffee shops. So, and you've got
it's
a
just
new
the way. I don't need one. So, the head barista of 200 Degrees, and then so that's like we've got a few shops, all dotted around the UK.
Okay.
That's my main full-time job, and I worked for training grounds in Penarth every Monday. And I have worked as well for Jimmy Monkey. I worked with them in Canada just last year as well.
Okay, sweet. Okay, so Jimmy Monkey Cafe, those of you who are looking for some great places to connect on Instagram, it's Jimmy Monkey Cafe right there, and TG Penarth, which stands for Training Ground. And if you recall, we just did an interview with James Barista, Bearded Barista James, yes, also from TG Penarth. And then now, but Joe, so you train others. You're a barista trainer, right?
Yes.
Okay. What would you say is the single most difficult thing for people to learn when they're becoming a barista?
Probably the effort it takes from how coffee gets from the farm to the customer's cup. From that journey, people don't realize how important it is. Like people that go to chains, they will go in, have their extra hot, skinny, caramel, decaf, whatever.
Yeah.
And they just won't appreciate how much time and effort goes from farm to cup. But that's the hardest thing to put across to people.
What do you love most about training new people who have never been baristas before?
If they are really, really motivated and into coffee, I love it when it suddenly clicks, like when they have an awesome espresso and they can clarify the flavor profile in that espresso, and they can kind of feed back what they have learned, and then it's kind of like it's just a feel-good feeling that they know that they're learning about this passionate product that we sell.
You know, it is a really passionate product. I mean, the people that we talk to, it's not like, oh yeah, I do coffee too. You know, it's like, if I didn't do this coffee thing, I don't know what else. I can't not do this coffee thing. And,
yeah, exactly.
And people usually awaken to the flavor, the coffee notes, and the nuances, the differences. So let's go for a moment to, I'm assuming now that the blog writing that you do is on 200 Degrees. Am I right?
So I write posts on my Instagram, trying to educate on the Instagram. And then these are head office, they write about the whole company and myself as well.
Okay. Hashtag bean thinking is what will bring people to a lot of the stuff that you're doing here. Okay.
Yeah.
So So this, let's see, you and others, right? Correct for this?
Yeah, so the top left article, and obviously, so that's the most recent one. That's about my school, the how
Okay.
I teach. I do that every Saturday. I
Okay.
teach.
And do you teach face to face?
Yeah, so we've got our own classroom. We have four La Speziale S3s, like a big classroom with a whiteboard. We just go through theory, practical, and there's different stages of difficulties that the barista can go through.
Okay. And this is every Saturday you go through training?
Yeah, yeah, every Saturday. So that is based at 200 degrees in Cardiff, where I work full time.
Okay.
And then I'm also like a freelance trainer. So if the barista can't come to me, I can go to them.
Okay. So if I'm a aspiring barista and I want to be trained by Joe Sheppard, and so I would contact you. How would you set that up?
So if you wanted to do a course based in 200 degrees, I would direct you to the website. They have all the details there. Then with the off-site training, I would just come to your cafe if you were suited in your own environment. If you preferred that.
Hmm.
But yeah, Instagram's the best way to contact me.
Great. And how far do you travel?
The furthest I've gone is London. That's the
Okay.
furthest, but that's not too often.
Okay. So generally, if you're in the Cardiff area, that would be the best for you to do that. But
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that you can pick Joe's brain by looking at the blog posts and connecting with him on Instagram. So let me ask you this, Joe. If you could change anything in this whole coffee industry, going from Folgers and the freeze dried stuff in the grocery store to Starbucks and uh, all of that vertical market to the third wave and the local coffee shops, that the whole industry from farm to cup, what would you change if you had the power?
A few things. I changed the ease of how people don't realize how difficult it is for some farmers to uh, make harvest because it's just they have so many negatives going against them. Dramatically over the last few years, washed Arabica has dramatically decreased.
Mhm.
And Robusta and naturals gone up. Like naturals, they are more labor intensive, but they are less expensive because they don't require as much water. But then um, the Robusta coffee is just keeps going up. It keeps rising. The the Asian countries, they're pretty much the new kids on the block for coffee.
Yeah.
They're growing Robusta beans, and they kind of it's they're used mainly in blends to fill the blend fillers. So the
Mhm.
Arabica coffee is used in blends, obviously,
Mhm.
but it masks the flavor of Robusta. And yeah, Robusta gives you that extra caffeine kick.
Yeah.
Then it just doesn't taste good. So yeah, I'd probably change the amount of Robusta, even though it does help farmers obviously be successful.
Mhm.
Then I try to stick to Arabica if I could.
Yeah. So if we could make Arabica and make it a positive experience for the farmers as well,
Yeah.
that'd
Plus,
be the ideal.
for the customer to realize how amazing Arabica can be.
Yeah.
There is some good Robusta out there, but yeah, I would I would motivate everyone to try and have Arabica if possible.
Okay. All right. Well, what's your favorite drink as we pull up this
Uh,
video here? Yeah,
yeah, flat white for me. Yeah.
look at that. I don't know how you did that. I really don't.
That is I do collaborations with people, so I'm not the best photographer, but I know a really talented photographer called Coffee and I UK.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, he does a lot of collaborations. He promotes. amazing baristas. He promotes amazing coffee shops, and yeah, so he did that video. Obviously, I bought it.
Okay.
But yeah, he does some of the good stuff.
So you're the guy behind this video. We propped Coffee and I UK on this, and it was a really cool video. I like the way it goes back and forth. I won't keep showing it because there's sound to it as well. So all right, your favorite drink?
Yes, flat white for me.
Flat white.
Yeah, classic.
And tell, for those who don't know what a flat white is, can you explain that?
So flat white, originally either from Australia or New Zealand, they're still fighting over it. But it is probably the perfect balance of steamed milk and espresso. Steamed milk brings out the sweetness in the espresso, which is really, really like complementing. But yeah, it's a good drink to have in the morning.
Good.
And it's a classic, lovely drink.
Well, you're not alone. I've talked to other people who that's their favorite as well. So you want to check out Coffee by Joe. Let me go back up here to the top. Coffee by Joe on Instagram. Give him a follow. Go to 200 Degrees. That's 200 Degs. And TG Penarth. Check them out. And Jimmy Monkey Cafe. I just realized I'm not following you, for Pete's sake. All right. Yeah, everybody's following. Okay. Well, thank you, Joe, for taking your time out of your day. We know that you just have a newborn. Congratulations. So you'll see pictures of that that bundle of joy down here somewhere. There he is. Or she?
Yeah. He, she. They're all the same looking.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.
Okay. We'll see you.